Yeah, it's really, really nice to be able to go back to a normal process where we prepare the team for, in this case, it's 3-4 days. Obviously, it's a Friday game. The next 10 weeks, we have, a full week of prep and then a game, which is really important because when you play a bunch of games in a window, you don't get to train much. And it was a good day today because we could have a meeting. We could talk a little bit about, the past. We're entering the last third of the year, the last 11 games. And, the first third was pretty good. The second third was not as good. And this last third has to be the best third we've had, in every aspect. Points, goals for, goals against, and certainly the place that we end up. So we know where we're at. It was good to look back and own, kind of what happened to this point, but then also forge a direction for the next 11 games and, a path forward. And a big part of that is the process, having the process to be able to train certain things to kind of reestablish on both sides of the ball our principles of play. I think that's really important. And then continue to have a stronger mentality to sustain our execution for longer periods of time. So we talked about a bunch of things, and now our eye is on, the last 11 games. Nothing more important than the next game. But we have belief as a group that we can do enough to get in, but now we have to go and do it. We have to take action.
It seemed like a really good energy in training today. It was nice to see the guys kind of respond that way to kick off this week.
Yeah, it's always good. And but today you could see the hunger. We know what we need to do. We have work to do. We have a bunch of home games, but got to take it one at a time. And we understand, what we have to do. Doesn't do any good to think about how many games we need to win. In the end, it's the next one. Win the next one. And I think there's a clear understanding of kind of things we need to correct. Because the last third, we didn't get enough results, and the play was, play was okay. We were there, but we still have things that are happening that we have to correct, and we talked about those things.
And the first one up is Montreal on Friday night. You saw them not that long ago. I know circumstances in that game a little different with Montreal playing with 10 for 60 minutes or so. So can you take a ton from that game considering the circumstances, or is it a little bit more sort of focus on yourselves at this point?
I think we really focus on their recent form and what they've been doing recently. We won't look back too much on the game last time we played them because we might do some different things, and certainly they're doing different things. So we'll look at their recent games, last several games, and then, like you said, focus on ourselves as well and what we need to do to improve. And we're gonna, with the process now, we're gonna make sure every week that we don't lose sight of who we are, in terms of our game model and our principles of play and our strengths, but also we have time to really game plan, for the opponent and make adjustments tactically. So it's, we'll continue to do that now in the next 11 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to make some adjustments this week. Brian suspended on Friday for yellow card accumulation, but you've used a lot of different guys along the back line. So when you're missing a piece like Brian, how much is it sort of that group, everybody stepping up to fill those gaps a little bit?
Yeah, just next man up. Obviously, we've dealt with it all year. We've lost guys, for different reasons, and or had to rotate, whether it's windows or injuries. So, we'll analyze the opponent, see what we think is best for the game, and then we'll pick personnel and we'll pick a plan that reflects what we think is best to win the game.
I know it's going to be a quick turnaround for Carlos as well. I'm sure he'll get some minutes on Wednesday night, travel Thursday, but out of all the guys, I guess who could sort of do that and slide right in, is Carlos one of those guys you don't really worry about?
Yeah, he's played almost every minute of every game, if you can believe that, at his, young age. He's incredible. He's a machine this year, performing extremely well and staying healthy and working really hard both sides of the ball. His dad has never been higher. His production's great. Buy-in is excellent. So it's a nice tribute for him to be able to go there. And I texted him yesterday. He's only supposed to play 30 minutes in the game. Talked to Nico about that as well. So he'll get 30 minutes, which is a very light load, and he should be good to go.
And then finally for me, speaking of All-Star, Cristiano Oliveira going off with the MLS Next All-Stars, scored last night. How nice to see him get that reward, and what's it been like working with Cristiano and kind of seeing his hunger to continue to improve?
Yeah, another good young player for us. We've had a bunch coming through. Obviously, Ejmir comes to mind last year with his sale, and obviously got Peyton Miller this year really emerging, and others that are close to emerging. Cristiano's certainly one of them, and that's why we signed him, and he's got a bright future.
Just another about Carlos. What are you hoping that he gets out there from this All-Star experience to bring back with him for Friday night?
Yeah, just have some fun, and enjoy your football. It's a week to get away from the season and get away from the grind and the pressure and where we're at, and just enjoy to this point, how he's done, and reflect on that and pay tribute to that, and then we go again. We've got a lot of season left, We've got 11 games, it's 33 points, and we're going to try to win every one. We probably won't win them all. We don't probably need to win them all, but we're going to try to. And we know we need to win a good amount, especially our home games. So that's the mindset.